Hello.
My name is Phetsarath. I'm a
Hi.
Salesforce rep.
Nice to
Sales
meet you.
rep.
My name's Mark. I'm with Lennox.
It's nice to meet you too, Mark. Do you prefer Mark or would you prefer me to address you in another way?
Mark is fine.
Nice. Before we dive into the nitty gritty, I know your time is precious, so about 15 minutes would be okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. Before we go into the purpose, do you mind telling me about yourself and tell me something exciting that you're doing?
So I am been with Lennox for a little bit now, and just started to look at some of the new things we're doing in the sales technology side, working for our VP of Sales. So really trying to come in and understand how we build on the success that Lennox has had.
Okay.
And we've got some opportunities to take a look at some legacy things that we're using for our sales team.
Mhm.
And so my team is being tasked with evaluating what options are out there and whether we should make any investments.
Awesome. And then tell me something fun that you'll do in the future.
Something fun. Well, I like to travel with my family.
Awesome. Any plans for that?
So we like to go to Disney. So we're headed to Disney later on this year. So,
Disney World or Disneyland?
we do both, but Disney World this time.
It's huge. It's big. I went back maybe in COVID years, so there's not a lot of people,
Yeah.
and the roads were like so nice. I love the characters too and the
Yeah.
rides.
Yeah, they do a great job with a very immersive experience.
I agree. Well, I think you mentioned about the sales techs. You're working with the VP sales, right? Is it all right that we start asking questions about that
Sure,
and to see if I can help you out?
sure.
Okay, awesome. Are you the sole decision maker?
No, so our VP of sales obviously will have a big impact in that because it's his sales team that is the primary focus. And then he has several region directors that manage the sales team, so their input will be needed as well.
Mhm.
And then we also have our IT team, because if we make a technology investment, they'll need to be involved at different levels based on what that looks like.
Awesome. What's your VP sales name so I could
Steve.
Steve, thank
Yes.
you. That way I could reference it later in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tell me, what do you know about Salesforce?
I know that they're a large CRM player.
Mm?
I know it's cloud based. You see a lot of the commercials and advertisements, so I know they're proud of their product. Um, I've heard that it can be very costly because it's a license model, right? So you have to pay per person, per month. So those are a few of the things I know.
I gotcha. And those are you're pretty well informed. Can I ask what do you currently use?
So we're mainly using Microsoft products, especially Excel.
Mhm.
Um, when it comes to our opportunity management, we have a scorecard, and that scorecard is in Excel. So we ask our salespeople to fill that out, and that has all the questions that we use to determine whether a dealer is someone that would be a good fit for us. We're B2B, so we sell to a dealer who sells to the homeowner a HVAC solution. So they're using that, and then we bring a lot of that information into a file on all the opportunities they're scoring. We also have a lot of existing customers that they manage, and so they have to look at how those customers are performing in all their programs. So they get lots of Excel files on this customer is doing this and this program and would have a listing. So there's a lot of files that go back and forth to help keep them informed on their existing customers and for them to provide files to us
Mm.
on what their potential pipeline looks like so we can understand what the opportunities are across the board.
All right. And I see you mention a lot of files. Is there a lot of sales like in that team for the, I think you called it opportunity sales? or
Opportunity scorecard?
not that part.
Okay.
But how many people uses the Excel?
So we have about 200 sales team members.
Okay.
We call them territory managers.
Oh, thank you.
And those are the primary individuals because they run each of the territories. But we have channel sales teams, we have sales operations, we have marketing, we have product. So, there's probably another 50 or 100 people that provide information along the way. So, some of them may need access depending on what piece of the business that we're looking at actually putting in a system.
So with so many channels, how are you able to allow permission for certain like data to be passed? Is everyone able to see all of that?
No, so today we have to, when we send the files out, we might have to divide the files into multiple. So we might say, this district, here's your file.
Mhm.
So the district only sees their information. So we have 26 districts. So we might have to cut that file, and our analysts might have to email each file. So that way we don't give visibility to stuff that they don't need to be concerned about.
Right.
And then when they provide it to us, we ask the district to consolidate, like they might have 7 territories, put that into one file, they provide it to us, we aggregate it at a region and company level to give our VP and his leadership team visibility to what they're providing.
It it seems like a lengthy or like a timely thing to get all of that into one place to the right people.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
Salespeople aren't always the best at providing it on time or in full, so there can be times where we're going back and forth of, hey, you provided the file, but it's missing this, and by the time we take all those files, it might take 2 weeks to put it all together, and then, are we getting it to the VP of sales in time for him to use in whatever meeting, and then, that information every day then ages.
Yeah.
So to get an update, we gotta get updated files and get those back.
Awesome. Well, that's not awesome, but I'm hearing you out, and I can see, uh, 2 weeks of time kind of takes away, or I don't want to assume, but like how much time do they spend in the field, like actually selling to people?
That is something that our VP of sales wants to continue to monitor because he wants them in front of the customer selling,
Yeah.
and he wants them in front of prospects trying to get more customers. I would say if you looked at their time today, they might spend 70% of their time selling and 30% of their time on what they would consider administrative type work. So obviously they don't love that. So, that's one of the things about changing the process is, we have a lot of people with a lot of tenure. We're over 100 years old as a company. We actually hit our 130-year anniversary this year in 2025.
Congrats.
So if you have a salesperson who's been with you 20 years, they may say, well, why do I need to change?
Right.
So if we're going to make a change to something, obviously cost and the benefits, but we have to make sure that it's something that they're going to use. And so there's concerns about that as well around the change management side to change what we've been doing since we've been successful for such a long time. But we know we have to make advancements. It's just a matter of what's the right thing.
Right. With so much growth, I've seen and read a lot about it. It's really impressive. I feel as you continue to grow, you should continue to like be innovative and uh, improve inwardly as well. So I can.
Do you have a lot of discounts going on right now?
I wish. Oh wait. Well, that's something that I could talk to about you on the side.
Okay.
if you seem kind of interested, which
Okay.
is pretty cool.
Okay.
So what I'm gathering, how does this affect your overall mm, company's goal?
Like I said, I think there's just a lot of manual work and a lot of lack of visibility. So our VP of sales and his team needs to make decisions at a company level, and it takes a lot of time to pull this information. So, we need to be more productive. We need to free up their time. We need to have better access of information. Um, I know Salesforce is a cloud-based technology.
Mhm.
That information is now in the cloud. So we have concerns about security of information. And it's kind of out of our network. What does that look like? So those are some of the things that we're just kind of considering.
Right. Well, to put it all into like a whole big summary, we're trying to reduce time, but reduce time in data management, it seems, and increase time to actually be in the field, talk face to face like we're doing. Um, Also, create more of a holistic assessment of that data. I think it helps to keep track of the trends that are happening and see what's helping and what's not helping. I think Salesforce is actually a pretty good choice. I can actually set up a demo that shows you would I don't know if Steve would be able to make it, but we can.
I think before we get Steve involved, I'd want to kind of see it myself.
Oh, that's even
Yeah,
better.
so
I like having one-on-one.
yeah, so I'd like to bring some of my other team members that are part of our team and kind of look at it first, and then bring others involved after we've actually had a chance to see it, and maybe even get some customer references
Yeah.
of people who are using it successfully.
Would Wednesday around 3 p.m. work?
I think so.
Okay, awesome. So I'll schedule for Wednesday at 3 p.m.,
Okay.
including a couple of other people, which I'm welcome to have them come aboard. Did you have any questions that I might be able to answer right now?
I think the biggest thing is just, how much is this gonna cost for 200 people?
So we're gonna save that when we get to actually showing what it can do,
Okay,
and then I can tell you all that price.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it then.
All right, thank you, Mark.
All right.
I hope you do have fun traveling with your family. Uh, if you actually do go to Disney World, I think trying the Dole Whip is like the best thing.
Yeah.
If you haven't tried it yet.
We have, it's one of our favorite.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, thank
Well,
you.
you should tell me about it later
I will.
on, okay?
All right, thank you.
It's nice meeting you.
All right, I'm gonna give you some feedback
Oh,
here
thank
as
you.
well.